name's Jason Hall. I'm a manager of special projects working for InfoSource. I'm based out of Seattle, Washington. I'm going to do a video demonstration of a new product we have just built, and it's in beta testing in Ohio with about 10 crews. It's called CrewLink version 2.0. Replaces a previous version called 1.0, which we have deployed with, I'd say, about 150 different crews across the United States. Our intent is to deploy version 2.0 with 350 plus crews nationwide by the end of the third quarter of next year. One of our big goals with version 2.0 was to standardize an application that we could use across all of InfoSource. In order for this web application to be successful with InfoSource, we needed it to be standardized so it could actually be used with all the different business units. Every business unit had their own ideas, had their own requirements, had their own needs, even had their own thoughts about what it should look like. So we kind of had to standardize, bring everybody's opinions and thoughts and expectations all together in one place, and we've successfully built this product that we can now deploy to all of our different business units. Second part to this goal was we knew there's a need within the Quanta organization for an application like this. Not an off-the-shelf product, but a specialized one that actually meets our needs and can meet the needs of the rest of Quanta. So we wanted to actually build this in a standardized format so that we could roll this over into other Quanta organizations if we needed to. For example, Mears has recently come to us, wanted a demo, and within a week have talked with our developers to minorly tweak it so it could meet their needs as well. So we know that this is deployable with the rest of Quanta, and we're pretty excited about it. I could talk about this all day, so without talking about it anymore, let's get into the demonstration. I'm going to show you both the foreman application, the superintendent application. Should be pretty easy, pretty quick. Make sure you take notes, because in the end I'm going to leave my contact information, so if you want a live demonstration, we could always come to you. We could do it over video, or you could call me, email me with any questions or suggestions, comments. We'd love to hear from you. The first application I'm going to walk you through is the foreman application. I have this saved in my links, as this is a normal URL, calling it ifsproject360.com. If you want to know more about Project 360, that's another conversation. Here's our login page. I'm going to log in as a test user. It's Foreman1, and it's already saved my password. Sign in. So this is Project 360. This is our landing page where we're going to store multiple applications that we're going to build. First one here is CrewLink. You can see this is a tiled type style, kind of like Windows 10 with different tiles. Our intent is to customize this so that people could have a personalized view of Project 360. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and enter into CrewLink. Depending on your AD account, this tile right here will go to a different version of CrewLink. So if I'm a superintendent, I can still click on this and it's going to go to the superintendent app. If I'm a foreman, it's going to go to the foreman app through this tile. Go ahead and enter. This is our main page where we begin all of our records. First thing the foreman's going to do when he comes into this is he's going to hit that edit button. He's going to choose his company. He's going to choose his contract. Then he's going to choose the superintendent that he reports to. Now we're going to build our crew and our fleets. You can see I already have our crew pre-built here, but I could go ahead and I can search through this list of names, which is directly from Spectrum, our ERP, or I could go ahead and I can type in their ID number, first name, last name, and it'll be filtered by that. I can pick each new guy. Let's get another person here. We'll go ahead and save crew. I can get rid of someone here if I need to. Now this crew will always stay with me. I don't need to do this every single time I get into CrewLink. Save crews, moves on to fleet. Same functions here. I can choose my fleet through the search bar, or I could go ahead and I can filter it by choosing a name or the equipment ID. We're going to go ahead and we're going to save fleet and move on to this page here. So we have job number, date that we need to choose. Going to pick one of these two job numbers. These two job numbers are filtered by this company, this contract, this superintendent. In most situations, there are going to be more than this because this is a test version of CrewLink. I only have 2 job numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and pick one, pick the date worked. Now I'm going to go ahead and add productivity. Now, before I do that, I just want to show you that this grid here will show you all the different job numbers that you have posted for this week. So if it's pending and it's not approved, that'll show up. If it's a recently started record, that'll show up. If it's approved, that'll show up. So you'll be able to see all your records here for the week. Add productivity. Now here you can see we've got different filters. Here's our job number. If we wanted to, we could have added more job numbers to this page, but we're gonna just, for the sake of time, we're just going to choose one. So we have our job number. Now we have this tier system set up so that we can choose through different pay units much easier. We also have the ability to search for that certain pay item. This is a unit. Most of our projects, or most of our contracts, are unit priced, so they're all based on units. So we don't want them to actually have to go into directly into 1,000 different pay units. We want them to be able to filter them. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use these filters to find a certain pay unit that we want. So this is high level tier 1. So you can see we have distribution services, distribution main, all sorts of them. This could be all custom fit to anybody's needs. Item 2, this is the type of material we're going to be using. We're going to do 2-inch PE or less, and this is method of installation, direct bury. Now we hit this arrow and it's going to filter out a handful of pay units. We still have probably a good 100 or so here. So let's just go ahead and choose one. We'll choose, looks like this one's already chosen. We'll just go ahead and unchoose that, choose this one. And that's gonna, once we select that, that's gonna show up on the next page. I just wanted to show you something else here. We've got a favorite list. So if you have crews that are that frequently work on a certain type of work, as 2-inch distribution or meter installs or whatever that unit might be, you can hit those favorite buttons and it'll show up in a grid so that we don't actually have to go through this process of looking for your pay units. Looks like we already have some pay units in here from testing before. Let's see, quantity, let's put in some quantity. We'll put 5 each. If we have a PO number, we'll put that in here. Work order number for tracking, we can put that there. Customer, it's NIPSCO, street address 123 Main, state, be Illinois, city, that is for another contract. So you can see here we have our list of favorites. If I wanted to add one of these favorites to this job without actually going through these different filters, I can go ahead and I can add to this job. Let's go ahead and give it some quantities. And it used common information here. If I had that unchecked, this information would not fill in. I could actually put in a different address if I wanted to. Job comments, if we wanted to, we can type in anything about the job that we wanted there. Save and enter labor. This is where we actually enter payroll. So you can see we've got our list of crew members that we had in the beginning. Because they worked on 2 different WBSs, we're going to go ahead and we're going to split our hours. We have the opportunity here to put overtime, double time, overrides, PTO. We have holiday pay, truck pay, per diem, rig rentals, pay rental. If they're union, we have their union code. This is all tied again to our ERP. So this union code comes in from that. Payroll comments, if we wanted to enter any data here, we can. Here we've got all of our hours for our, we can enter hours for all of our pieces of equipment. Let's go ahead and we can split those between those WBS codes as well. If there are any additional equipment charges, if we transfer that piece of equipment to another project or another company, we can add that here. If it were serviced out in the field, we can add that too in the last service date. Here's another comment section about the equipment. If I wanted to, and weekend miles, this is for our fleet department, the last day of the week what those miles are, so they can actually just track that as well. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit submit, and that goes directly to the superintendent. As you can see, it puts us back on the main page here, and here's our record. You can see it's pending. I can come back in here and edit it if I want, or I can go ahead and delete it. Now I'm going to show you the superintendent application. So I've logged in the superintendent. As you can see, Project 360 here has gone unchanged because of my AD account. I'm going to enter CrewLink into a different application. Here's our main page for our superintendents. This is what they see every day. They'll be able to see all of their crews lined up on the left side of this grid here, along with the week dates. You can see we've got approved jobs that are color-coded in green. And we also have this peach-orange color to represent pending jobs. So this is the project that I just put in. You can see Foreman 1, Monday, 10/31. And now what you can see here is this superintendent has access to view the entire record all on one page instead of skipping from page to page. So here are the quantities under the different, here's the job number, here's the pay items that we put in, different WBS codes, here's the quantities, the PO numbers I just seen before, here's all of our labor hours. If the superintendent saw anything in here where it needed to change, he has that opportunity here to make these changes. So all of these boxes here are live. They can go in and make changes as needed. Everything looks fairly correct to me. Let's give this guy 2 hours of overtime. Let's just say he managed to do this time card before he found out he had to do some extra work on the project. So we'll give him a couple hours of extra overtime. And here I could approve or reject. If I reject, I put in a comment here, hit reject, and that actually goes back to the foreman. If I hit approve, the foreman will no longer see this as a pending record. He'll see this as an approved record and no longer have the capability to make changes. Or at the beginning of the week on Monday mornings, the superintendent comes in here and he makes sure that everything is green. He goes to lockdown, and that will lock all those records down for that week. It'll send an email to the payroll department saying that we're locked down, please review. And then once that happens, all the data from that week is pushed into separate areas from an export into Spectrum. That was a quick rundown of our foreman and superintendent modules. I hope this was clear enough. Of course, a video doesn't offer anybody the opportunity to ask any questions. So as you'll see at the end of this presentation, I'm leaving all of my contact information.